guys, it's Friday. It's Hot Mess Mama, and I'm here doing our Facebook Live, and we are featuring Drunken Donuts. Drunken Donuts. Can't hear my kids screaming. They're still in my house, and I'm losing my shit because I wanted them to get out, and that's why I'm 4 minutes late. My husband doesn't seem to understand the magnitude of tonight's wine tasting because it is, in fact, National Donut Day. Happy National Donut Day, everybody. Happy National Donut Day. I think no better way to celebrate than with some wine and some donuts. So I went to Dunkin' Donuts to get donuts. I wanted to go to Krispy Kreme, but they weren't hot and ready. So I ended up going to, do you guys have Krispy Kreme? Is that national or is that just like kind of here in the southern region? Krispy Kreme donuts. They are the bomb, but you gotta get them when they're hot and ready. And they only do them, they're only hot and ready from like 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. and then like 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. But I guess that they say that you can actually microwave your Krispy Kreme donuts, like just the glazed ones, for like 7 seconds and they're just like, they're hot and ready. But I don't know, there's just something about getting them fresh off of the conveyor belt. Like you can go in there and just watch them come down the conveyor belt. You can get glazed. It's my absolute favorite. Now, there are two types, there was two kinds of donuts now, right? There are the like yeasty donuts, which are the ones that are like the Krispy Kreme ones that are real airy and almost kind of like a beignet. They're like, you know, real airy and light. And then there's the cakey kind of donuts, which are like your more traditional Dunkin' Donuts. What's your favorite? Like, do you like the airy kind of Krispy Kreme donut? Or do you like the dense cakey kind of donut from like Dunkin' Donuts? I will love them both, but I really gotta say there's something about those Krispy Kremes, man. There's something about those Krispy Kremes. So my heart is a little hurt that on today, National Donut Day, I don't have any Krispy Kremes, but that's okay. And we also have, there's this place in Greenville, it's called Duck Donuts, where you can like literally go in and customize your donuts, and they're awesome. Like they have these awesome flavors like lemon meringue and like strawberry shortcake, and they've got a bacon donut. I wish that I could have paired a bacon donut with tonight. That would have been really fun, right? But like I was thinking to myself, I needed to get something mainstream so that everybody can taste with me. Like I'm sure you probably can't get bacon donuts like, you know, next door at your house, right? But everyone can get a Dunkin' Donut. So I thought, okay, Dunkin' Donuts it is. And I guess they were running a promotion today, and it was like, if you buy a free coffee, you get a free donut or something. But I don't drink coffee because this on caffeine is just a mess. I'm already a mess as it is, but caffeine in the mix, and that's just like lethal. I didn't get any free donuts, but I did get a dozen. And I will look inside the box here to see what we have, right? Dun da 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 Dunkin' Donuts. Now you notice there's one missing. I think one of my kids ate one of the donuts. Okay, so tonight what we're gonna be tasting, and I don't wanna drop them on the floor, so I'm gonna try my best not to do that. Tonight we're gonna be tasting the chocolate with a Shiraz, the traditional glazed with a Chardonnay, and a jelly with the rosé. So of those three, which one is your favorite? Like, are you a purist? I'm a purist. Like, I go for the glazed. That's my favorite. Glaze is always my favorite. And sometimes I like the blueberry glazed ones, and then like the devil's food chocolate. But like, I'm not a big jelly fan. I'm not a big Boston cream fan or a cruller or an apple fritter person. I don't know, but I will tell you today. Well, I'm gonna just start cracking into it. So if you're tasting with me, okay, I'm not like a huge rosé drinker, and like rosé is not like the easiest to find, right? Which I think is funny because I feel like it's one of those, excuse my French, cheap wines that like should be easy to find in your Walmart or your Target or your grocery store. But this is Barefoot, which is, as you know, like a cheap old brand, and it's got a twist cap to it. Did I ever talk to you about the twist caps? Like, did you know that like, you know, there was this whole movement about how like you had to use corks for a while, and then they found that like the plastic or the rubber corks actually can keep your wines fresher longer. And then they were saying that like the screw tops are actually quite efficient, and there some of the like nicer wines are now going to the screw top. Barefoot's probably not one of the higher end wines, especially when it's in like a travel size. I think these were the ones that I have with my friend Melissa, where we took to the movie theater that we were going to drink. Yeah, at the movie theater with these. I don't remember what we were watching. Okay, so I'm pouring myself a little bit of rosé. Gotta be chilled, right? So we're supposed to do it because we're gonna start with the lighters. We're gonna go with the lighter rosé, and then into a Chardonnay, and into the kind of richer Shiraz to kind of taste them through there. So what do we say? So I have to taste a jelly with this. Hey, Mary, how are you? Are you gonna taste with me? What are you gonna taste? Okay, right now we're tasting a rosé with a jelly donut. Well, taste whatever. Take a donut with a shot for all I care. It's National Donut Day. Okay, so like I said, jelly donuts are one of my least favorites, but I'm taking one for the team. And I asked the ladies at the Dunkin' Donuts, what kind of jelly is inside here? And they said, apple raspberry. And I said, really? Is that the only jelly flavor you have? And they're like, right now, yes. I'm like, huh, is it more appley or more raspberry? And they're like, well, to tell you the truth, you probably wouldn't even know that there was apple in it if I didn't say anything. I said, okay. They're like, but now that you know, you might actually taste it. See, there's the telltale little jelly butthole. Eat me, eat me. You know, see the people like go, and they like fart out the jelly. Well, I don't find that quite humorous yet, but I will probably after a few glasses. So, ching, clink, clink. Drinking by myself. I'm not drinking by myself because I have your friends to drink with me. Okay, so raspberry apple jelly donut with a rosé. Let's see how that goes. Ooh, you just did have, whiskey and raspberry lemonade. Happy birthday, Jackson. And it's donut day. That's like a 2-for-1. I might have to have another drink for you, Jackson. Okay, now I just completely missed my tasting opportunity. I better have another bite. Jelly donut. That is actually quite good. Now, I was reading, when I was doing my research about jelly donuts and donuts in general and wine tasting, and they were saying that rosés pair really well with like fruity stuff. And so like something like this, it's really sweet with like a fruity filling or like a pie or a jelly or jam or a tart or something like that. They go really nicely with rosés. I tend to think of rosé as a summer drink because the only time I ever really drink it is when it's hot outside. And let me tell you, in North Carolina, it is sweating balls hot outside right now. Like to the window, to the wall, the sweat drops down my balls. Hot outside right now. So, Mary, I think that you need to go get a cocktail. See, no, like they said raspberry apple. I'm not tasting any apple, but they say it's in there. All right, I'm gonna take another one. You know what? Krispy Kreme has these. Have you seen these? Krispy Kreme has a new donut flavor. It's like lemon. It's like a lemon something. I don't know. I go through these phases where I'm like, you know, in the fall is pumpkin. I was a pumpkin lover way before it was like mainstream. Like pumpkin in the fall, like, you know, carrot cakey in the fall, and then you got like, then I get like all pepperminty in the winter, you know, or chocolatey minty in the winter, and then the spring comes and I'm super into lemon. Like I could like gnaw on a lemon in the spring, and the summer comes and it's all about the watermelon. All about the watermelon. But so right now they've got these lemon donuts at Krispy Kreme, and I think I might have to go taste some of those, but I didn't have time to figure out what to pair with those. I'm eating all of the jelly. And honestly, I'm not tasting a bit of apple. Not a bit. Not even a smidge. So I actually kind of think the jelly donut is delightful with the rosé. But now, okay, so do you eat just the jelly part of the donut and then discard the like rest? You know there's no calories in a donut hole, right? So let's say this was a donut hole. Let's just pretend this was a donut hole. Okay, so there's just like, there's not even enough jelly. Oh, so I wonder if there could be like a peanut butter and jelly donut. I'm sure there's one like that out there, right? Okay. Last bite. This is all the jelly that's left. Right, so everybody tasting along with me. Mary. So wait, are you like at Jackson's birthday party right now? Aren't you supposed to be like with birthday boy? I think you deserve a bigger drink if you're dealing with the birthday party madness. Ooh, let's try to dip it. Nothing says class than dipping a donut in your wine glass. Yep. Let's see how that works out. Kind of delightful. Oh, you're preparing for the birthday party. I'm so sorry. That's really hard. So, what do you do then? Like, are your kids, wait, is it kids out of school yet? Because that's really hard. Like, I thought it was really hard with my son. His birthday is in like February. And that's like the absolute worst time to have a birthday party as a young boy, because you can't go outside of the parks. I didn't have any birthday parties outside. So it either has to be like inside your house or inside like an expensive venue. And it's like the worst time ever. And I was always so jealous of kids that had like fall birthdays, like spring birthdays, or because their parents had it so easy because all they had to do was like pay $30 to, rent a, buy at a park or a park shelter or whatever. And they were in the clear, like throw some cupcakes at them, their job was done. So it's always been a struggle for me with my son and his birthday month. My daughter, on the other hand, she's in April 27th, and so it's perfect. But so that's in the South because we have really warm weather at that time of year. Like, the spring and the fall is in the summer, obviously it's really warm. But the summer birthdays gotta suck because then like as a parent, you have to invite all the kids from school who you haven't seen like all year. So like you haven't seen any of the kids' classmates or your kids haven't even seen any of their friends since, June. And here it is like, end of July, August, and you're inviting people to a birthday party and they're like, sorry, we're traveling, we're on vacation, or sorry, we're at the beach, or, sorry, we're in the Poconos or whatever, so it's hard to like, and then your kid feels bad. It's like, why isn't anybody coming to my birthday party, right? Birthday parties can become a huge extravaganza. I don't know. So I admire you, Mary. Push on. You could probably have a few more whiskeys. You got to get through this. Do you drink? So when you have your birthday parties, like usually when I have my birthday parties, if they're at my house and the parents are invited, I usually have booze at my birthday parties. I always have booze at my birthday parties. I think it's only fair to the parents, especially since my kids are still at that age where the parents have to stay. That may change later. Or maybe it'll just be a big old, fat old party for everybody. So, all right. So we have done with the rosé, and we're moving on. I probably should have gotten a napkin. And, I'm sitting in my beach condo. And I'm sitting here, I'm realizing that I'm sitting on this very beige couch right now with a very big bottle of red wine. It's kind of like the post I had this morning on social media about me wearing a white shirt and how long that was going to last with a kid. If I was going to come out of that day unstained with my white tank top. I'm wondering if I'm going to get out of this Facebook Live with an unstained couch. All right, anyways, okay, so we are going to move on to oh no, that's not it. The white. We are going on to the Chardonnay. I did not start drinking early. My husband when we got to the beach at like 2:00, he's like, let's have some. I'm like, it's 2:00. Like, come on, keep it professional. Can at least wait till 3. No, I don't know. I've got this thing. I don't like to drink during the weekdays because I just feel like that's gluttonous. But there are other days where you're like, I absolutely have to drink because I'm a mom and they're driving me to drink. And then I have a hard time drinking during the week. So I'll drink on Friday or Saturday, Sunday. But I'll tell you, this last Memorial Day, it was like binge fest, and I feel like ass. And because of all the year-end school parties and all the craziness that's been going on this last week with the shortened week, I didn't get a chance to go to the health club and work out as much as I wanted to, and I felt really guilty about that. I put this post out there yesterday being like, that's okay. I know I went off the rails, but I'm getting right back into it, right? Right. And this morning I was like, look, I'm serious about my workout hair bun going on, right? And I went into and I took my heavy duty like bar fit class and I kicked some ass and I hit some awesome poses that were really intense. And I thought like, awesome, right? And I like drank my kombucha and I had my protein shakes, and come 5:00, I'm drinking a bottle of wine and eating donuts. That's how committed I am to fitness today. Well, you know why? I'm giving myself a reprieve because, it is National Donut Day. All right. And I am a mom. So, enough said. All right. So, we are moving on to, now I'm hoping this is going to be my favorite. I've been eyeing these glazed donuts since I bought them from the Dunkin' Donuts. Okay. I have to tell you this because this happened to me today. We were driving from our house in Greenville to our house in Atlantic Beach, and it's a good hour and a half drive and no traffic. But on a Friday around this hour, you tend to get some traffic because everybody's leaving Greenville to come to the beach, right? So I said to my husband, like, I went to the bathroom before we left the house, and like, about 20 minutes in, I'm like, I crunched a lot of water today, had a lot of probiotics. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to have to go back. And I looked at it. So we're half an hour into this hour and a half drive, hour and a half plus. I said to my husband, I'm going to have to go to the bathroom soon. So he's like, okay. I know we got to get donuts and we'll stop along the way. We'll get the kids some nuggets from, Burger King or whatever. We'll stop along the way. Half an hour later, honey, I really have to go to the bathroom. Oh, okay, well, you know what? We'll be stopping at the Dunkin' Donuts in, Moorhead City. I'm like, okay, hon, You expect me to hold my pee all the way to the bridge. Like, I don't know if I'm going to make it. And I'm thinking to myself, I wish at this moment I could pee in a bottle because I have to pee so bad. Like, it was hurting. And I was like, hun, I kind of need to go right now. And he's like, no, we're only 20 minutes out. And he's like, can you handle it for 20 minutes? I'm like, no, I can't. He wouldn't pull over. I was literally in the car, like, clenching my abs, holding in my kegels. And we finally pull into the Dunkin' Donuts parking lot. I don't even, like, say hello to anybody in there. I just blew right into the bathroom. And, like, the biggest bladder release. I know you don't need to know this, but I was just like, and I even said to my husband, I'm like, it's dangerous for a woman to hold her urine like that because she can get a UTI very easily. And I'm like, when I got back to the car, he's like, how do you feel? I'm like, you have no idea. I've been clenching all of this for like an hour in the car, waiting for you to let me pee. I should have just peed all over the car seat. That's what I should have done, but whatever. Anyway, so my husband did that to me when I was pregnant. And I was like, why are you doing this to a pregnant woman? That's just cruel. So next time I think I'm just going to pee on the seat. I did buy a urinal. Have you seen these? These are kind of cool. I wish I had it with me to show you, but okay. And then I will tell you all about the urinal after I test my, ooh, this one's kind of like yeasty, but it's still got the cakey aftermath. Okay. There's something about the glaze. Not as good as Krispy Kreme. That was kind of a big bite. Hold on. You know what? Kind of a disappointment. I'm sorry to say. I kind of like the rosé with the jelly better. And I'm not a huge rosé fan. I'm not a jelly donut fan. That's kind of a disappointment. Maybe I just need to try another bite. I think the Chardonnay is too oaky. I don't think it complements the glaze on the donut very well. Okay, so I know I've got Mary here with me. I see that there's someone else here with me. Who is that? Chime in. Give me a like or a heart or a thumbs up or something. Tell me you're drinking something so I'm not drinking alone. I got Mary. Mary's one of my people. Okay. So as much as I want to continue eating this donut with this Chardonnay, I'm really trying to like it. I think it's maybe just my heart is disappointed that it's not a Krispy Kreme. I love a Krispy Kreme. And what's this? It's a Dunkin' Donuts where they say you can have a free donut if you buy a coffee. That's bullshit. I bet you Krispy Kreme was offering free donuts tonight. Krispy Kreme offers free donuts just because it's, Tuesday. They're really good about that kind of stuff. And if you don't know this trick already, at Halloween time, moms, dads, family members, parents, if you go to a Krispy Kreme at like Halloween time, you can buy those like coupon books for a free donut. And I think like 20 coupons come in the book, and the book is like, I don't know, $8 or something like that. So it comes out to like, 30 cents a donut or something like that, like unheard of. You can buy yourself the coupon book, and the coupons are good for, I don't know, through like December or something like that, or maybe even January, February or whatever. So way cheaper than buying a dozen donuts at Krispy Kreme. I don't even know how much that costs. What does it cost? Like $12 or something like that? It's like $1 a donut or even more. It might be more like $15. I bought a dozen donuts from Dunkin' Donuts and they were $9, and I thought that was pricey. But the Krispy Kremes are well worth it, but more. But you can get more bang for your buck if at Halloween time you go and you buy their little coupon books that you're supposed to hand out to the trick-or-treaters. Ma. Well, actually, I remember I bought a book once, and my son and I, we realized, oh my gosh, they're getting ready to expire. And so we had to, go to Krispy Kreme every day in order to get all of our coupons in before the, expiration date. Okay, I'm going to pound back this Chardonnay because I don't want to eat it with this donut anymore. Ooh, I've got another follower. Who's following? Who do we got? I got Mary, and I've got 2 other people, but you guys are being shy. I feel bad because I go out onto Facebook and Instagram and Twitter, the social media universe, and I always say, hey, I'm having this wine tasting tonight. Facebook Live, join me. We're going to be tasting this, that, and the other thing. And I feel like, oh gosh, I hope really serious wine drinkers and sommeliers and stuff aren't joining because they're gonna think I am like a mockery of their profession and their love. And I'm not. I love really good high-end wines, and I'm a total foodie, but I'm a mom too. So it's like, you know what? Sometimes you gotta throw some donuts at your kids, or some Cheez-Its, or some chicken nuggets, right? And you gotta do what you gotta do to survive this stuff. And sometimes you don't have a $100 bottle of wine in your cabinet. You just gotta go to the grocery store and get the cheapest $2 chuck you can find, right? So, ooh, speaking of which, Aldi. You know how I feel about Aldi. Aldi and Walmart. They're like my yin and yang. I mean, they're like my loves, Aldi and Walmart. Aldi has this new like wine, not brand, but like wine line, and it's, I don't know if theirs, but they carry it. It's called Owl, and you'll see like the label has little pictures of little owls on it, and it is like a $2 chuck from like Trader Joe's. It's like $2.99 for a bottle, and they're pretty decent. They're really kind of fun wines to drink, especially if you're on a budget, or if you're mixing it with something else. Like you don't want to mix like a sangria or a spritzer or something like that with a really high-end wine. Aldi, $2.99, this Owl brand thing. All right. Down the hatch with that. Okay, so we've finished the bottle of Chardonnay. There's only glass left in it. No, whatever. And now we're on to, we are going to do a red. We've moved our way through here. So we're going to do a Syrah or Shiraz. We talked about this before, how basically a Shiraz or Syrah, it depends on where you're from. It came from France, and then it kind of went over to Australia, and the Australians were mispronouncing it, and they were spelling it differently, and so it's the same thing, but they just are different spellings of the same wine. Okay, so we're doing a Syrah, which is a red, and we are going to be doing it with a chocolate donut. I kind of like these are like the Dunkin' Donuts. They say glaze, but I'm not feeling a whole lot of glaze on this donut. Are you feeling a whole lot of glaze on this donut? I'm not feeling a whole lot of glaze on this donut. She's like, you can kind of, I'm not feeling glaze on the donut. I'm not feeling glaze on the donut. Like, I can see the glaze on the glazed donuts. Like, you can clearly see the glazed here. I'm not seeing the glaze on the, whatever. Anyways, it's because it's not from Krispy Kreme. But it's kind of like a double chocolate, I like the devil's food version, right? Okay, so chocolate. I'm just looking at my watch to make sure I'm on time. Chocolate and Syrah. Okay, chocolate. Okay, I will say, if I was to relive this entire experience, believe it or not, the jelly and the rosé. Believe it or not, the jelly and the rosé. Close second, well, not close second, but a second would be this chocolate donut and the Syrah. But I wonder if like if this had like a, you know how you have like the chocolate donut and then you have like the chocolate, like a chocolate donut sometimes can be just like a regular like vanilla cakey donut with the chocolate frosting on it. I wonder if this had a chocolate frosting on it, if it would make a difference. I wonder. I don't know, but it's okay. It's good. It's all right. I'm going to try again. Big old mouthful of chocolate donut. Doesn't surprise me that it pairs well. You know why? Because chocolate and reds go well together. Definitely go well together. Like the darker the chocolate, the darker the wine. I think they go well together. But still, I'm enamored with that jelly donut. Can you believe it? Remember the cronut? It's like a cross between a croissant and a donut. And there's this huge, well, I don't know if it's a huge thing, but like, I know in Greenville, we have this place called Smash Waffles, where they make these waffles and they kind of smash them with other stuff. And they deliver too. And I've had them at like parties and stuff because they cater, but I've never actually been to their place. Have you guys been there? Anyone here from Greenville? Have you ever been to Smash Donuts? Smash Waffles, excuse me. First sip, not so good. Second sip, as it's settling into the palate and the sweetness of the chocolate. Good. But I gotta say, like I said, we've had the rosé and the jelly, which has been my favorite. Chardonnay and the glazed, not so much. I wonder, like I said, if it was a Krispy Kreme donut, I wonder if it would be different. And then we had this Shiraz with the chocolate, which was okay, but not as good as that rosé and the frickin' jelly donut. Maybe it's seasonal. I mean, like, I know that my tastes change throughout the year. They also change throughout the month. Like, have you noticed that, like, your body goes through changes during the month? I think it probably has to do with your hormonal levels and everything. But, like, there's certain times of the month where I'm way more flexible and can do bigger, better poses or way stronger because I have more testosterone in my system. Or, you know, you can do the yoga poses better because you have progesterone. You can do the strength training because you've got more testosterone. I kind of feel like there's certain times of the month where, like, my flavor palette is so much stronger. Like, and like my taste buds are much more sensitive. And so that can be a good thing or a bad thing. Cause like, or even like my sense of smell. Like sometimes you're like, oh, remember when you were pregnant? Like think about when the times that you were pregnant, you're like, if I have to smell raw chicken, I'm gonna throw up, right? Or you're like, ooh, like don't get near me and with that spinach. Ugh. So, but yeah, so I wonder if it's kind of along the same lines when you're like, you know, wine tasting or you're eating or you're not. We know that you're tasting differently throughout the month if you're on a hormone cycle like we are. But I wonder if that has something to do with the way we taste wines or the way that we smell things, because they say that women's olfactory or smelling senses are inferior to men's. Because the problem is that whatever they smell, which also has an effect on what you taste. You see all these sommeliers like sniffing and then tasting. That for a woman, it tends to linger in their passages longer. And so if they taste one wine and then put it down, it takes that much longer for their system to clear before they taste another one. So, but, okay. So if you didn't watch my Memorial Day barbecuing hacks video like last week or whatever, good tip for you. Okay, so you're going to a party or whatever, you're going to a friend's house or someone's coming over to your house and you need to, and someone gives you a bottle of white wine. Let me preface that I'm saying white wine because I was amazed this week when I was getting my hair cut with my hairdresser this week, and she has some other people there that were with her, and they were, she's so sweet. She has wine there for everybody because she knows that they're going to be there for a while getting their hair cut or colored or dyed or permed or whatever. And they were kind of amazed to hear that, like, you chill white wines, but you're not supposed to chill red wines. Red wines are not supposed to be chilled. And even when you go to a restaurant, you're not supposed to, when they serve you a white wine, it should be in a chilled white glass or a chilled glass of a white, and there are different glasses that go with red wines, that go with white wines, right? And that go with champagnes, and each wine has a special glass that goes with it. Well, they were floored to be like, what do you mean? Aren't you supposed to chill all wines? No. White wines, hey Aaron, how are you? White wines are supposed to be chilled, yes. Champagnes, absolutely. Pinks, absolutely. Reds, no. If you were to serve a red in a cold glass, like if a waiter was to come give you a cold glass and give you a red, that's bad news, right? Hey, on the flip side, if a waiter was to give you a white wine in a warm glass that just came out of the dishwasher, let's say, you can send that shit back, right? I'm doing good, Aaron. How are you? Is your family like out of school now? Or like, 'cause I know like my daughter's out of school now. My son has a couple more days left of school, and I'm like, why am I even taking him back to school? Because he has nothing but half days. He's in kindergarten. He's 6. And at this point, they're not doing any homework. They're not learning anything. They don't have any exercises or any, instruction. They're like sitting around watching movies. And they're all half days. They have a half day Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week. And like Tuesday is like a field day. And it's like, you know what? Why am I even bringing my kid to school? Because if he doesn't go, it's not like they're not going to give him his report card because he's in kindergarten, right? And I'm like, why am I dragging this poor kid to school for these last couple of days? And why are they all half days? And it has nothing. I thought it had to do with weather and stuff, but apparently it doesn't. What it is because our school wants the kids all to have half days because they're all doing their exams, and so they want them to be able to take their exams in the morning and then have the afternoon to kind of rest and decompress and study for the next day, so they can perform better on their exams. And they also have their EOGs. Okay. I still don't know what the hell EOG stands for. I've been talking to moms for years about their kids and their EOGs, like pretending like I know what the hell they're talking about. Do you guys know what an EOG is? I'm sure it's like exam of goodness, exam of greatness. I don't know what EOG stands for, but apparently it's some sort of testing. So yes, EOGs are happening this week, as are final exams. And so as a result, Finn is only 2, but she has regular classes, which is crazy. Oh no, is she getting over a stomach thing? There's been really crazy shit going around. I'm telling you, like, I feel like everybody I know, their kids have had something weird. You know what's worse? The husbands, the fathers have been coming down with something. And you know what that means? It's like hell for mothers, because they are worse than when your kid is sick. They're completely useless, and ththey're complete PUSSYs. Why apostrophe S? I don't even know if it is an apostrophe, but they are, and it's horrific. Like, my husband was out for last week. I remember I talked to you guys about this last week. He was out for like 7 days, like complaining about how he was so sore and he didn't feel well, and all he did was lay on the couch and be like, "Can you put your daughter in the car seat and take her home?" "I can't pick her up." I'm like, "Are you for real?" Like, if this was me, I had been through surgery, and he wouldn't even pick me up from the hospital. And like, I would come home and I was like drugged out from anesthesia, and I had to call a babysitter because he wouldn't come home. But yet the man says he doesn't feel good and he's sore, and you think that like he was on his deathbed. At one point he actually said to me, "If I feel this way again in a couple of hours, I'm going to take an oxycodone." I was like, "Are you for real? If it's that bad that you need to take an oxycodone, you need to go to the hospital, or you need to go to urgent care or something." Oh, was it miserable? Oh no, it was like a stomach bug. She puked in your mouth? That's never happened to me before either. Were you that close to her that she puked in your mouth? Oh, see, it's not just my husband. It is all men in general. Like, and you know, everyone always says this, but it's like, you know what? If a man had to go through labor, they would die in labor because they just couldn't withstand the pain, right? Right. That's why God created, women are the superior species. That's all I've got to say, because men cannot handle pain. They are complete wuss asses. And I get frustrated because I'm like, really? I don't ever get a day off. I don't ever get a sick day. I don't ever get a sick moment. I can't even pee by myself, for the love of God, right? You were just saying Finn, and it was, oh no. That's never happened to me before. Aaron, that's heavy duty shit. I'm surprised you didn't puke right back on her. Like, you know what? You know, I used to be one of those people that was like, if I ever saw somebody vomit, I would vomit. Like, within months of being a mom, I'm like, listen, I wipe asses, I clean up puke, I clean up spit up. I've seen blood, lots of it. I've injected myself, I've injected my kids. I'm ready for open heart surgery. Yeah, I feel I'm completely qualified. Oh, Aaron, are you going to get it? Is it something viral, or is it something bacterial? Like, is there anything you can do to keep yourself from getting it? Because, like, if you get it, that's the worst. That's the worst. Oh my gosh, Aaron, I hope you don't get it. I'm gonna say some extra prayers for you, because when mom gets sick, oh, really? So there's nothing you can do to protect yourself. At least if it was bacterial, you could take like an antibiotic. I know, really serious. Do you think they got it at school? Like, did it start with the kids and then go to the husband? That's so rough, because it's like once one kid gets it, they all get it. And sometimes they just give it back like a boomerang, and it just keeps happening, and there's nothing you can do to eradicate it. It's kind of like lice. It never goes away. Speaking of lice, have your kids ever had lice? Oh, it did. It started at school. I completely understand where moms are like, dude, I cannot take off another day of work for my kid being sick or having a fever. But at the same time, it is so unfair to the other parents when you send your kid to school knowing that they're sick, because you're then going to infect their kid, who's going to infect the siblings, who's then going to infect the parents, and it's going to be a just vicious freaking cycle. Hopefully when the summer comes, you know, there'll be less school and less germs. I know, complete Petri dishes. Well, thankfully with summer coming with the warm weather and the lack of school, lack of like commingling germs and confined quarters, that hopefully we won't quite see so much of that. But lice, I know, lice is a big effing deal. We've had an outbreak of lice at our school. I mean, like, and I guess like it's pretty common. I mean, lice is common. Kids get it. I mean, you can get it easily. My sister used to live in Tasmania. Yeah, my sister used to live in Tasmania, and she used to say like everybody in Tasmania had it. It was just, I mean, because they're just everywhere. It's like if you go outside, you're gonna get lice. And so all of her kids had it. She had it. The dog, everybody had lice. It was no big deal. It was so like it wasn't like you stayed home from school. Everyone just had lice. And I know my kids have had, you know, instances where like the nursery where my daughter was for her preschool had lice, and they had to completely like sterilize. They had to close the nursery for a day and completely sterilize it. And I was like crossing my fingers saying, oh, please don't get lice, because then you're going to give it to everyone. It's kind of like poison ivy. Like it can live like in your clothes and stuff for a while. Like, did you know poison ivy can live like on your clothes? The oil can live on your clothes for like years. So like if you ever like brush up poison ivy, like brush up against her or whatever, and you're like, oh, I've got to completely wash all of your clothes and anything you have touched in like scalding hot water, right? Chicken pox. Do you remember when we actually used to get chicken pox before there was a chicken pox vaccine? My brother had me babysit for his son, well knowing his son had chicken pox and that I had never had it. And I was like 14. And so I spent like 2 or 3 weeks in the summer like bubbling with blisters because I had to babysit my brother's son who had chickenpox. But now I'm gonna get a vaccine for that. Like, how cool is that? Like, I think, you know, chickenpox isn't really deadly unless you're like a total infant or you're an elderly person. Shingles. I'm not looking forward to shingles. Totally not looking forward to shingles, people. Like, and we're not supposed to have to worry about that till 50, but like I hear shingles are like way friggin' painful. My brother, did my sister have shingles? Somebody had shingles in my family, but it was wicked bad. But you know what? Someone else had told me today when I was in the gym, she was like a cancer survivor, and she said, you know what? Today the FDA came out and said that the new recommended age for getting a colonoscopy is no longer 50, it's now 45. And I was like, that's awesome. Because apparently it's very hereditary, like, you know, colon cancer or like, you know, GI issues. And my sister had gotten polyps or something. And so she's like, you need to go and have, get yourself a colonoscopy. And I'm like, I can't get a colonoscopy. I'm not 50. Insurance doesn't cover it anymore, right? And so, oh, good night, Erin. Have a great night. Oh, Toby's home. Take care of yourself. All right, be well. So like colonoscopies are like serious shit. Like, and so my sister was like, I have polyps and it's very hereditary. So you need, and even my GI, they've all said you need to tell your siblings to go get tested for a GI. But I was like, I can't, or for, you know, colonoscopy. It's like, I can't, I'm 43. They're not going to let me have one for free. I mean, like, I'm not going to be able to get it covered by insurance because I'm not of the 50-year age, you know, I haven't met that milestone. And so like, you have to kind of almost tell your GI, like I remember even telling them like, it's family history. It was recommended that I go and get one, even though I'm not 50, but that's not even enough. You almost kind of have to say, I'm having gastral distress and I'm having pain and I'm having irritable bowel and I'm having all this stuff for them to actually go in and have it covered by insurance so that you can have your colonoscopy. Well, I went through a colonoscopy and thankfully I'm in the clear and I don't have to have another one for 10 years. But yeah, it used to be that you had to be 50 to get a colonoscopy, but now it's only 45. So I am putting the plea out there to you guys. I know that like you think, oh, colonoscopy, I totally don't want to do that. It's so easy. It really is. You know, I would do a colonoscopy again or a pap smear any day, or even a mammogram, because literally all you do is drink a whole bunch of laxatives for a day, get all the gunk out of your system, and then you go in, they knock you out. You don't know what happens. They scope you around and you wake up and you're all happy. You're on happy pills and it's all good, right? And then they can make sure that you don't have, you know, any kind of colon cancer or anything in your GI system. And that's, early detection is key, you know, and I feel like everybody I know right now is coming down with some sort of cancer. Like, I have friends that like of my age that are like, and I feel like I'm a young person and I'm 43 years old, but like, I feel like I have so many friends that are, you know, out there saying I have breast cancer, or, you know, I have colon cancer, or I have kidney cancer, or I feel like so many of my friends from high school, which are my age, are coming. It's everywhere. Look on Facebook. I bet you probably have at least 4 friends that are, you know, on Facebook or Instagram, whatever, talking about their, you know, cancer journey or whatever. And I feel like it's everywhere. And why is it so prevalent? And what are we doing wrong that everybody has it? And it just makes me so sad. And I'm like, you can work so hard. You can eat right. You can exercise. You can be healthy. You could not smoke. You could not drink. You could be vegetarian. You could be completely eating clean and like living the good life with no toxins. And you could still get hit by it. Like a freight train. And there's nothing you can do about it. And I there's no rhyme or reason. And it's scary to me. So, and colon cancer is something that it can be easily treated if detected early. So please go out there and get your colonoscopy if you're 45 years old or older. I think that's really important. And it's not scary. It's not bad. You're out. Any opportunity for this mother to get a break from having to hear her kids. That was 2 hours where I got to sleep. I was so excited. I was so happy about it. But I will tell you that when I actually had to ask another friend to come, you're too groggy to drive home, and I had to have a friend come like take me home. And my husband wouldn't take me home, and my husband wouldn't like come home from work. And so like I got home from my colonoscopy and I was looped out on drugs and I had to take care of my kids. But those 2 hours of uninterrupted sleep under anesthesia were worth it. So, all right, moms and dads. I hope you're enjoying your National Donut Day, and I've certainly enjoyed my time with you. And I hope that you're looking forward to summer, that you have some good summer plans coming, and that we're all looking forward to summer right now, right? Because we're like, oh, I don't have to pack any more lunches, and I don't have to do any more morning drop-offs and pickups, and I don't have to worry about being late. But now we're like, oh, and that's going to last for like 6.2 days before we're like, holy shit, what are we going to do with our kids for the rest of the summer? Can I get them into another summer camp? Is there a Vacation Bible School summer? Like, where can I send my kids? Play dates? There's got to be a mother out there that wants to do a play date, right? Well, I will say, then anybody, if you want to, any Friday night at 5 o'clock, you are more than welcome to join me. If not here live on Facebook, you can come join me wherever I'm at. And I always have a babysitter, and I always have enough wine for all my friends. And we can all have our hour of mommy happy hour together. Because, now that summer's coming, although it seems pretty blissful right now, it's going to get old quite quick. So, but everybody enjoy your weekend. Be well, be healthy, and happy Donut Day. I think right now I'm going to finish off this rosé and a jelly freaking donut before my kids come back, because you know what? They're going to suck down this entire box of donuts if I'm not careful. All right. Onward and upward. Have a good weekend, guys. Oh, someone just joined. If you have just joined, you need to know rosé and jelly donuts were the winner tonight. Ding, 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 ding. Losers, Chardonnay and glazed. And coming in second would be our chocolate and Shiraz. Tell your friends so that they don't have to taste the yucky Chardonnay and glazed. But again, they were Dunkin' Donuts glazed. May have been a completely different story if it was glazed from Krispy Kreme. I might have to go to Krispy Kreme tomorrow just for the research to make sure that, maybe it was just a Dunkin' Donuts thing. All right, guys, have a great Friday. Love you, miss you. Enjoy the last weekend before kids are done with school, and we will do this again next Friday. I'm not sure what we're going to be doing next Friday. I don't know. I kind of feel like, should we do ice cream? Should we do popsicles? I was thinking about doing Pop-Tarts. Did you see my last post? I was talking about like this whole debate about like there's all these people out there that are very, very, very passionate about Pop-Tarts versus toaster strudel. So I was thinking maybe we should do a wine tasting of Pop-Tarts and toaster strudel. Then I was thinking we should do ice cream, right? And then I was saying maybe we should make like wine popsicles, right? I've got a whole bunch of ideas for wine tastings. I always will. But I leave the challenge up to you. If there's ever anything that you are challenging me to pair wine with, I will certainly do my research, both online, on paper, and live with you. So have a great weekend. We will talk to you soon. Keep looking at Facebook and all of your social media to see what we're going to be tasting next week. Take care, guys. Happy weekend.